So let's start off as we always do. Gabe, you got the updates for us?
Yes, I do. So it's short, but it's basically a bunch of people who got named to things. And I'm going to start off with Ethan Kaliakmanis 6 days ago, actually. So we posted this on socials, but we're now going to talk about it a little bit. Ethan Kaliakmanis got named to the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award watch list, which is given to the nation's top upperclassman quarterback. And candidates are judged on accomplishments on the field, as well as on their character, scholastic achievement, and leadership qualities.
Congratulations to Ethan. Ethan, let's hope that this is a harbinger of what's going to be a fantastic season that starts on Thursday night against the Bobcats of Ohio.
Yeah. So you might be a little upset after hearing the previous two winners, but the previous two winners, one of them very well deserved, Jaden Daniels. And last year, I think he had a good enough year, but you might not like the selection. It was Shedeur Sanders.
Okay. Well, Jaden Daniels, I saw him play against, I believe it was Alabama. He was incredible. Just a fantastic football player. He's going to have a great career. Shedeur Sanders, I'm not sure about. I'm not going to say he's going to be a bust, but I think that there were potentially some attitude issues that affected his draft stock. But he has talent, so we'll see. But I'm glad you didn't say Drew Aller. Just kidding.
I noticed that you got your background figured out. He was but pre-game or pre-show rather. We were trying to figure out how Adam was going to be back at SHI Stadium because we were having some technical difficulties.
We sure were, but you know what matters is I am here in the great state of New Jersey, where I belong and where I intend to stay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I have to move back to Georgia for a certain period, but ultimately New Jersey is my home and Rutgers is my team.
Hey, maybe you can drag some more Georgia prospects back up to Piscataway.
I'll see what I can do in Athens.
So, so going back to this, I wanted to go over Ethan's stats. 96 yards passing, 53.9% percentage-wise, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 251 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. By far his most passing yards and 4 more touchdowns, 2 less interceptions than the year prior. So trajectory-wise, he's definitely on the right path.
Well, when you mention those stats, the one thing that sticks out to me is 53.9% completion.
Yeah.
That's something that was concerning last year. Is it going to get better this year with that wide receiving core and just his growth generally? I think it will. And but I'm not sure how high the ceiling is. So it's going to be exciting to see how he opens the season. I think you're going to see a great game from Ethan and that offense on Thursday night.
I mean, even the 53.9% is still his highest in his collegiate career. I think his previous highest was 53.1, so it's not much higher, but it's still the right trajectory, right? It's like you go to the doctor after 8 months of trying to lose weight and you lost 5 pounds. You still lost 5 pounds. So as long as he can lose 5 more this year, or in this case, get it up to like at least 55, it might not seem like a lot, but that is still a drastic improvement.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's going to depend too on things that we don't necessarily know at this point. What's his relationships like, with his receivers? How are they gelling in practice? How's the timing? How do they, are they feeling each other out well? Do they know each other in a way where they can predict each other's moves? Is he comfortable with the receivers? Is he comfortable with the offensive line? So, completion percentage just isn't on the quarterback. It's a lot of other factors, and I think all that has to come together for us to have a successful season.
Yeah, for sure. And to me, this roster kind of feels like the Moneyball roster of college football. We have a lot of guys that are overlooked by other programs or scouting-wise overlooked, and we get these 3-star recruits, occasional 4-star recruits, and we plug them in roles we know they can perform well in, and I think that's why we will outperform this year.
Can Rutgers be the Boise State from last year? Can Rutgers be the Indiana from last year?
That's, Big Ten adjacent.
SMU.
SMU, yeah. So more naming things. C.J. Campbell, D.T. Sheffield, and Eric O'Neill were named to the Senior Bowl Top 300, And I believe Eric O'Neill was also ranked 83rd in the top 100.
So C.J. Campbell, Eric O'Neill,
DT.
and DT. DT, I hope you're watching because, we love to have you on the show. And I've been saying it all along. This is going to be a huge year for you. And so I'm excited to see what he does for the Scarlet Knights. I think he's going to be their leading wide receiver. He's fast. He's quick. He's elusive. He's mature. He's a leader. I think this is going to be DT's year. As far as C.J. Campbell, all right, now I don't mean anything negative, so I don't want anybody to get upset. But everyone's been anointing C.J. Campbell number one running back over Antoine Raymond and the next star running back at Rutgers. Well, CJ, this is nothing personal against you, but I got to see it first before I believe it. And, I do hope it happens, but I think people are not as high on Antoine Raymond as they should be.
I hear you. And that's part of what makes me skeptical about CJ Campbell this year. But on the other hand, if so many people are, like you said, anointing CJ Campbell the next great Rutgers running back, they clearly are seeing something in practice and scrimmages that they believe in. And that's why I'm excited for Thursday, because all this skepticism that you and I share when it comes to the roster, both positive and negative, we're going to see Thursday night sort of where it lies. Like, we're not going to get the 100%, gist of it, but we're going to sort of get that warm up that, to the season that we need to see before we can really decide anything.
Well, I think in the first game, of course, there's going to be some rust. It's the first game, so there's got to be some allowances for that. But what I'm really looking for is the cohesion on offense, and I'm looking for that defensive line. Are they going to get after Parker Navarro, a dual threat quarterback? Is that defensive line going to be fast, big, and pressure the quarterback? That's, I think, the key to success this year for the Rutgers defense.
Yeah, and more on that in the next segment. The last thing I have here in terms of the pickup dates naming special is Ethan, Dariel Jabome, Jordan Walker, and Gus Zelinskas are named the team captains.
So let me ask you something. I've always wondered this. What does it mean when you're named a team captain? What does that get you?
It gets you.
You talk before the games? What?
I assume, well, for the very least, you speak before the games and after the games, along with the coaches. Everything else, it's really just like coaches will go to you for advice on your unit. And outside of that, it's really just like a term of endearment, like coaches saying they trust you as a leader. It's sort of like you would put it on your resume, kind of. It's like if you were like a chair in a committee.
I say we do away completely with this captain's designation. I'm going to tell you why.
You're
four captains? Four?
Yeah.
I mean, there should be one captain and, maybe two. But now you got four captains. It dilutes the whole purpose of it. How ridiculous. It's like having four presidents. Forget it.
Well, to be fair, there's like president of this, president of that, president of marketing communications, president of business strategy, president of digital media. So, like, it's kind of like
way too many administrators.
What's that?
Yeah, there's way too many administrators, just like there's way too many captains. But congratulations to those four.
So who would be your captain then if you wanted to dumb it down to one captain?
Ethan Kelly-Kmanis.
Okay. I like that. And I'm hoping that those guys who weren't picked but fit the criteria don't get hard feelings about it.
If they get hard feelings about not being chosen captain, it's going to be a very long year because there's going to be a lot more adversity than that. How ridiculous.
But there's a lot of divas in football, and I just hope that none of the guys at Rutgers are under that same sort of mindset. I don't think they are, but like based on what I've heard, videos I've seen, it seems like everyone's gelling well. No one thinks they're above the team.
I think what we don't know about Rutgers, I'm going to take a guess here. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I think that they know that they're better than a lot of people are predicting. And I think we're going to be in for a surprise.
Yeah, I mean,
not in the first game.
They certainly know they're better than JMU. ridiculous.
And JMU is ranked ahead of Rutgers. But in a way, it's good. It's good to motivate them, but they shouldn't be motivated by external things. They should be motivated by wanting to be the best and to make Rutgers a national title contender. This year is the year where they have to start building that foundation. And if they come together, they have the talent. So,
yeah, they have the talent, and in my opinion, they have the discipline too. So I'm excited.